I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm gonna call this meeting to order. We've got 5 board members present in person and 1 on Zoom, or two on Zoom. So we've got a quorum. And we're going to start off by standing for our Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silent prayer and reflection. Thank you. Please be seated. Okay, we're going to start by the reading of our business statement, mission statement, and our goals. And we're going to have those read by a student.
The vision statement: empowering and inspiring all students to achieve their full potential. The mission statement: Wimberley ISD is dedicated to excellence in education that fosters a culture of kindness and respect, creates lifelong learners, and empowers students to make a positive impact in their community. We believe that everything that we do should help ensure the success of all of our students. As educators, we maximize class time in an engaging and challenging way. Our teachers are personally invested in our students. Students in Wimberley are committed to community service, and the community supports students in return. A quality public Wimberley ISD education drives the future of a successful Texas. As a district, we strive to meet the needs of the whole child, academically, emotionally, and socially. Wimberley ISD provides the foundation to create engaged citizens who will become lifelong learners. All our children, parents, faculty, and staff should be treated with kindness and respect. We are committed to excellence in all we do. Wimberley ISD goals: achieve excellence in education, foster a culture of kindness and respect, create lifelong learners, make a positive impact in our community.
Okay. I'm going to turn now to item 2 on our agenda, which is our special recognition item, and I'm going to turn this over to Mr. York.
So we have 3 tonight. We had 1 at agenda posting time, but we've got 2 other special recognitions after we get done with One Water. And so this has been a heck of a project. We just really appreciate everything. I see you've got the whole crew with you. I see Ted back there from OCR too. So Nick, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Sure. Where should I?
I tell you what, if you want to stand here in the middle, you can come my direction.
Right over here. All right, I guess I'll demask. Don't tell my wife. All right. Nick Dornak, good to see most of you. Again, some new faces. It's great to be back in the building here with this quite a year under our belt. I would say this has been just one of the most remarkable experiences for the school district, the Wimberley Valley, to see the school open this year, the first One Water school in Texas. Just opening up, we didn't know what was going to happen, I think. Just faced such tremendous challenges during this year. But I appreciate the school and Dwain and Bob, Ted, remaining steadfast throughout this whole process and tolerating David, Joe, and I enough to see this project through. So we have we had a chance to tour the school and see all their amazing features. I know that I've been getting a lot of positive feedback from some of the students and parents and teachers and principal about the school and seeing the features, especially the pipe with the rainwater. Hopefully we can see more water coming through that. The system is online. The system is working. We are working. We're still meeting regularly with Bob to do updates and continue to, get all the final pieces put together. Some of the educational features that we'll be seeing in 2021, some of the maintenance and things like that, those components of this school. And then ultimately a web platform and things like that we have in the works right now that we would love to see to advance STEM education in the school as well as research. This school is already having a tremendous impact as we work with other communities throughout the Hill Country. It has been just looked upon, I would say, with awe by many communities. And that's what we were hoping for. That's what we were going for. Seeing how a community could come around something like this. It's so important, not just to education, but also to, how we are going to live and grow and keep the Hill Country the place that we love for coming generations. I wanted to let maybe, David, did you want to say a few words? I'm sure, but I did want to just go ahead and let you guys know there's a couple of cool articles coming out. The Green School National Network will be having an article, a blog post on the school this December, and I will absolutely share that with the board and with Dwain. When that comes out, I know that Brad Sims, the landscape architect, is going to be submitting an article to landscape design publication. And we'll be doing some case studies and things like that we're still working on in terms of like scientific journals. But we hope to give the board, the community, all the credit in the world for seeing this vision with us and helping it come to fruition. So with that, I'll let you, David, speak a little bit and then we can show off the banner here.
Well, first, thanks to Nick for his leadership and the Meadows Center for Water and Environment. And Bob Farmer, all of your help through this process. And, this is really for the children. It's for the kids. It's their future. This water is their future. Just deep gratitude to the board for your leadership to create this partnership, for us to work together to create this historic school, and that will save 90% of what the school in water, what a normal school would have used, and save the district $1 million over 30 years. So that's something we are really proud of. And, I got to thank our whole team, Joe and Ted and Robin and Raydon, everybody that worked on this, David Van Huysen, and say hey to Lori and to Will there. Thank you guys for your leadership on this. We're really excited that it worked, and now we want to measure that and really study the impact, study the performance of it. And so Bob's been really instrumental in helping us to coordinate with the staff as well as Dwain, your leadership. And we look to this as a long-term partnership, and we want to see this as the beginning and maybe a one water campus someday. We've got the city of Blanco that's really interested in this. We're looking at this at the development scale. So you all have done something very historic here, and I just really appreciate the chance to work as a community for the future of our kids and the environment, and just deep gratitude to you all. So thank you.
We appreciate everything that you guys have done.
I've got to say too, the Harry L. Willett Foundation, put up $250,000 to supplement the budget on this. So we were able to hire a specialized engineer and put that money into the school budget to supplement the project. So really want to thank them for their generosity and just incredible work with this team, and look forward to more in the future.
All right,
this banner.
All right, let's do this. So, David, you want to? I'll hold this in. I did make sure I knew which way it was up. So that's come into question a few times.
You get the whole team up here too.
Yeah. So
get a photo.
Come on, guys.
That'd be great.
Go.
Bob, want to get in front of the table, David?
I guess we can get. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Can we do it? Can we get in front of the table and then,
There we go.
There they are.
Yeah, very nice.
there we are.
Big smile, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to Photoshop.
Hey,
these
Joe,
on.
let that slide up a little bit.
Drop it
Show my
down.
dimple.
Let's drop it down a little bit.
There.
There we go.
Everybody.
I'm smiling.
I am too.
Yeah.
Yay.
I can tell with your eyes.
I
Not very
think
sure.
I've got something in my teeth.
All right.
So
All
we're
right.
gonna hang this banner on
Oh,
the
yeah.
front.
That's
of
right.
the-
Dwayne asked
the
me.
front tank
Yeah.
of the school. And I'm gonna be meeting with Eddie and them to see how that would be attached. But looking forward to getting that definitely out there in front of people. And I think that water tank could be an excellent place to put it, if we can. I mean, I need to make sure that
There's
there's,
some way to hang it.
yeah.
Well, it's made for outdoor use. It's got the grommets. I think we can do that. And Dwayne brought that up today, made sure we had a spot for that. So I think that would be an excellent location right there on that rain tank as you walk into the school. I do want to just, again, go ahead and recognize the folks on the banner. As David mentioned, the Harry L. Willett Foundation and the $250,000 that really helped bring us over the top. Can't thank them enough. Wimberley Valley Watershed Association, the Meadows Center, of course, Wimberley ISD, David Van Huysen for all of his work, O'Connell Robertson for their work, AGCM, Bob, thank you, and Doucette and Associates with all of the civil engineering and landscape work to bring, limit the impacts of stormwater runoff. Just a tremendous team, tremendous experience. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Really do appreciate it.
Can we leave this here with you, Dwayne?
Yes, you sure can.
All right, fantastic.
I'll roll it
Thank
up.
you, Nick and David.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
So we have two other special recognitions, and I want to move to Darrell Jordan, Nurse Jordan. So Darrell, when did you find out that you were actually selected, Darrell?
Okay, Jason said something to me last week.
Last week? Well, so, and Jason, if I mess this up, you can correct me, but Nurse Jordan was selected by the University Interscholastic League and Dave Campbell's as the MVP that will be spotlighted on Fox News Southwest during the UIL Football State Championship events. And so congratulations, Drill. We've got a video from UIL and Dave Campbell up here that we would like to show just real quick on this recognition.
Hey, FYI, Dwayne,
From
just so you
delivering
know,
care
when you guys
packages
have
to
done the
connecting
pledge
families
and
to
the
healthcare
student announcements and
resources,
stuff, I haven't been able to hear it. I don't know if Will has or others, but it may not be playing properly. So just FYI.
Thank you.
From delivering care packages to connecting families to healthcare resources, Wimberley's school nurse, Darrell Jordan, has been the MVP in her community, helping to ensure the safety and well-being of all students, staff members, and parents during the COVID-19 pandemic. Serving the school and district for over 24 years, Nurse Jordan has always put the needs of others at the top of her priority list. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, proud to salute frontline heroes like Nurse Darrell Jordan.
That's a big event. I don't know how many state football championships you've been to, but that is a huge, huge
I bet
event.
you exactly two.
Okay, I figured you had. I figured you had. So this is awesome, and I just can't thank you enough. Our COVID task force team has just been phenomenal. I know that I'm constantly calling these last minute meetings as well as you guys are. So anyway, just thank you so much for what y'all have done. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have one more presentation. Leslie Williams, would you please stand? I tell you what, I don't know how many of y'all remember Leslie, art teacher for years in special ed. I forget how many roles you played, Leslie. many. But one of the things that she did was, we had a project years ago, and I don't even want to state the year because I don't really remember what year. I know you do. Kind of made an art project, but this is what Leslie did for our logo. She created this logo. And so we wanted to honor her for doing this. And so Jason Geeson, I'm going to kind of turn it over to you and tell us what the kids did. I mean, this is our laser, what do you call it? Laser cutter, plasma cutter.
Last February, we got our CNC machine in, and Mr. York came to me and said, "Hey, can we cut a logo?" And we had already designed the sign that's now hanging down here at where the old sign was going into Subway. We designed that for a WEF grant, and he said, "Can you make me a sign?" I said, "Sure, what do you want?" He said, "The logo." So we actually cut this out and it laid in the shop after COVID for quite a while. And then I had a parent that does paint body work, and he painted it for us. And then the kids, my ag structures class, they constructed the frame and mounted everything up.
So this is going to go as a gift to Leslie Williams for all the hard work that you did. And Leslie, where are you going to have this place? It's so huge. I
don't know. Maybe it'll go inside my house.
Oh, sure. Hey, listen, over the fireplace, maybe. I don't know.
It's beautiful.
We're neighbors. Okay.
Yeah. I know Dottie said, bring your truck. And I said, oh, how big is this?
Well, it's quite large. So,
Yeah.
but
It's beautiful, though.
we just
Beautiful.
appreciate all your years of service too for our school district. It, you know, in art, special ed, all the different roles that you played for us throughout the years. And we just really appreciate this and hope that this will be, you know, a small token of our appreciation. So thank you so much, Leslie.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it.
And I said, "Do you want the same size?" And he said, "No, bigger."
Bigger.
Can I get a photo of you standing there?
Sure. How about this?
I'll get it.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Great recognitions. Nice to have so many positive things to focus on. this
See you
evening.
guys. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
all.
coming.
guys.
All right, we're going to move to item number 3 on our agenda, which is our public forum. And we're going to have a little introduction to that. And then we're going to have our public comments read into the record.
The next item on the agenda is public comment. Before we begin, we will remind our audience of the Board of Trustees public comment rules. Persons who wish to present public comments must sign in before the meeting and list his or her name, name of the group that he or she represents, and agenda
Something's
item.
being read.
Each speaker will be allowed 3 minutes to address the board, with 6 minutes granted to a person with a translator. A group of 5 persons or more shall appoint one speaker who will be allowed 3 minutes for public
It
comments.
looks like the boardroom audio
The
is
same rules will
muted.
be observed for public comments on non-agenda items, with the following exceptions. 1. Public comments on non-agenda items will only be scheduled for regular meetings of the board. And 2, the total time that will be allowed on non-agenda
Can you guys
public
hear me?
comments will be 30 minutes. Please keep your comments or criticisms civil and courteous. Please also avoid using profanity and refrain from making personal attacks on others. Except for the speaker's student, no other student's name or identity should be discussed. If you have a concern that you would like heard or resolved, please present your concern through the district's grievance policies. Grievance forms can be obtained at the Central Administration Office or on the district's website. Trustees are not permitted by law to respond or discuss public comments. However, the board president may direct a speaker to appropriate administrator for further discussion.
Okay, tonight we had 3 comments that were submitted. I'm going to read them in the order that they were posted. The first one is from Robin Rivera. She says, "Thank you, Mr. York, Mrs. Howard, school administrators, and the school board for hearing our teacher concerns in November. You didn't just acknowledge our concerns and frustrations, but also took action to help the situation improve. The steps taken to make the current teaching situations a little less stressful were greatly appreciated. Thank you, Mr. York, for your obvious understanding of the frustrations of being a teacher during this time, but also the frustrations of parents. I speak on behalf of many parents that are truly thankful that our doors remain open and our children have the opportunity to learn in person with their teachers in the classroom in a safe environment. There's also a huge appreciation to our custodial department and all of the hard work they put forth every day keeping our schools clean. I'm so very proud of WISD and the work we do to make sure that all students have an opportunity to learn during these unprecedented times. Thank you." Next is Maggie Carpenter. "Thank y'all so much for helping us get through this semester. Just knowing y'all had our backs meant the world. Teaching in 2020 was definitely a learning curve, and we felt the support from our new principal, she rocks, and from you. Muchísimas gracias. Feliz Navidad." The last one is from Jeray Porter. "Thank you for listening and responding quickly to the concerns of teachers at the special November board meeting. We felt heard, trusted, and valued as professionals with our students' best interests at heart. Also, thank you for compensating us for the many hours of extra time spent in the beginning of the year. I'm thankful to be in a district that truly cares about its teachers." That's all the public comments.
Thank you, Alan. Let's move to item number 4, which is our consent agenda. Do we have a motion?
Well, I would make a motion, well, I won't make a motion, but I will say that we need to pull out the minutes to be voted on separately.
Yes.
So I would make a motion that we approve the consent agenda minus 4D and 4E.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. That looks to be unanimous. I see Lori. I can't see Will. There's Will. Hey, Will. All right, unanimous. That motion passes.
I would make a motion for Joe and I to approve item 4E.
Oh,
Somebody will have to second it.
all right. Somebody get a second.
Second, I mean,
Yeah.
just abstain from the actual voting.
Yeah, we're the only ones there, I guess, huh?
Uh-huh.
So we got a motion and we've got a second to approve 4E. All in favor? All abstain? 3, 5. Okay. Motion passes.
Okay, on item 4D in the minutes, there is an incorrect note on the vote. It has that Ken, Rob, and I voted against, and I did not vote against it. I was in favor, so it was either Joe or Lexi that was against it. And that needs to be, if the count was 4-3. So we need to know who that was so we can edit.
That's correct. I think it was me.
It was Joe.
Okay. So it should be Joe, Ken, and Rob. And with that edit, I would vote that we approve that item.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Unanimously passes. Move on. That's our consent agenda. So now we've got our bond status report, and we've got Mr. Bob Farmer with us. Bob?
Good evening. Not much to report. You guys are about to get rid of me, so that's a good thing. One item at Scudder was the construction of that partition that separated the alternative placement area. The door and hardware is due to arrive this week, and we'll install that over the Christmas holiday. At the primary school, I'm really happy to report that the millwork is complete. We're still missing the keys and locks. They're back ordered. We should have those in the next 2 weeks. It's real quick install. We'll get those done as soon as they come in. There's a little bit of punch list remaining. There's some landscaping, a few exterior items that are still remaining. And there's a few added items that are still being considered. I'll be going over those with Mr. York this week. We've got price for the house demo and the asbestos abatement. Those notices have been submitted, and we should start work on January 4th with the abatement, followed by the demo. We've got a little bit of electrical work to do out there. We need to reroute the electric runs through the house out to the ag buildings, and we need to make that change. Relocation of the Scudder Playground scheduled to start on the 18th of January. It will take about a week to do that work. And we're going to add some water hydrants, should be done over the Christmas holiday around the back side of the building. And we're looking at an added guardrail out by the bus loop. And that is a little ways off once we figure out what we're going to do there. On the athletic storage building, since this report was written, we have cleared our way. We do not have to go through the TCEQ process for that building. That really frees us up. So CURRIN will get started on the civil design. They think it's going to be about 30 days, probably from the beginning of January, I imagine. We'll get a lot of work done over the next couple of weeks. But by the end of January, we should be ready to go out to bid for that athletic storage building. I think that's all I have.
Any questions for Bob? Thank you, Bob. Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Will we see you in January?
You will. We're going to be making final payments in January, and I'll be here to support that. That should wrap it up.
Enjoy the holidays. See you then. Thank you.
Hey, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Just, this may not be the time to bring it up, but I was just curious, since we're really at the end here, are we going to cover where we stand financially on our financial report, or would it be germane to ask now, since we're talking about the bond and the building? Just curious where we are today. That's all.
When you, in terms of bond expenditures?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Moises, are you going to cover that, or should we have Bob touch on that?
I just have expenditures as of September 1st. We might have overall project.
We're meeting Wednesday of this week. I think we're right at exactly where we were forecasting everything to be on all projects. We basically spent the entire construction budget. There were some savings in some areas that y'all, I believe, we've used for other things, but there's no change. We're right on target, exactly where we thought we would be.
And we've scheduled a meeting for Wednesday to kind of reconcile all of that. So it will definitely be part of the agenda in January, but we'll probably be able to send out an email with some specific information also to the board before that meeting.
Wonderful. Thanks, y'all.
So let's move down to our reports section. Item number 6 on our agenda. First is the health and safety report. SRO report, I believe, was included in the package or email? Yes. Package. And then our CFO's report, Mr. Moises Santiago. Sure.
Okay, so I'll be reporting on November 30th. I think we've hit the hardest part of the COVID pandemic, and it's been reflected now on the books. The tax collections have not improved as compared to the last year around the same time. Our fund balance has hit the lowest in a couple of years. We are currently at a unaudited general fund balance of 8.7 as of September. But if you look at your report as of the end of November, the calculated fund balance is at 3.1. This is approximately 2 months operations. So hopefully in January, taxes will start to come in, but we'll be monitoring this as we move forward. The total cash and investments balances across all funds is 12.1. The general fund makes 39% at 4.7 million, and the capital projects as of the end of November makes up 33%, which is equivalent to 4 million. The general fund has collected 5% of its budgeted revenue and is we have spent 26%. That's equivalent to 7.2 million. The child nutrition program has collected 5%, which is 1.3 million in revenue, and spent 7.2 in expenditures. Meals served during the month continue to be low, of course, as compared to the previous year, showing a little bit of improvement there. Our capital projects has spent 1.2 million in the current fiscal year. That's from September 1st to November, so that's the first quarter, and has earned for the current year almost 50,000 in interest revenue. The current tax collections in the second page of my report, you can see there, we've only collected 28% of the levy compared to the previous year. At this same time, we were already at least 6.28%, which is a decrease of 5.8%. So I'm hoping and just staying positive that the tax collections will improve in January and forward. I do have my quarterly investments report too. During this fourth quarter, we drew close to 4 million in treasuries matured, and we moved those to the investment pool since the majority, well, just to meet cash flow demands in this first quarter. And as you have heard Bob mention that we were going to be paying the majority of our invoices during this coming month, I needed to be sure that we have that cash available. So we, as you can see right there, the majority of our investments is currently in our tax pool, probably making up 66% of the total investments. This quarter, we only earned 11,737. That's mainly due to the daily balance that we kept at 18,000, which was a huge drop from the previous quarter, and mainly due to the maturities in treasuries that we have. That's the quarterly investments report. If y'all have any questions.
Proceed. No questions.
I just have one quick question. Moises, I mean, do you attribute the drop in tax revenue just to the timing of when tax bills went out, or any delay there, or is?
There's a delay, yes, in there in sending those bills, but still, we're not collecting as much. Our levy collected is real low, not even 1%. Yeah, I'm attributing this to maybe folks not being able to still, well, the holidays are here and all of that, maybe giving some priority to that instead of paying their taxes, or maybe waiting until the January month.
I mean, this is the latest the tax bills have come out in the the last 15 years, as far as I can remember. So I think a lot has to do with the timing of the tax bills personally.
Yeah, possibly.
But we'll see. You know, there's probably some other factors too.
Right.
Okay, any other questions? All right, let's turn it over to Mr. York for the superintendent's report.
So in your packet, I'm sure that you received your Education Foundation letter. And so once again, the Wimberley Education Foundation Grant Committee recommended and the WEF directors approved the funding of 9 grants totaling $9,553 in their September 28th monthly meeting. We just want to continue to thank Wimberley Education Foundation for those grants and for the money that they're raising, even in times like these. They're still doing a good job. They really are, and I just really appreciate their support, and their teachers, our teachers, definitely do. Going to item number 2, is Amy behind the wall there that I can't see? Amy, would you come forward? I know that we sent you some information about the additional support for mental health, but I wanted Amy here to talk to you guys and possibly answer any questions that you might have.
Sure. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for your support. We did anticipate at the end of last year an increased demand in mental health support. So we did put in a lot of things in place with great administrative support. Our counselors are awesome. In addition to full-time counselors on every campus, too, at the high school, we did add a social emotional learning specialist at Blue Hole Primary, doing social emotional learning more as a preventative thing. And then going on the Education Foundation, they did award us a grant to put in a social emotional learning lab at both Blue Hole Primary and Jacobs Well. And at Jacobs Well, great administrative support. Our counselor is doing counseling mostly, really, really good stuff. And Danforth, our counselor is doing SEL during Texan time, where usually it was academic supports. There's social emotional learning taking place. And at the high school, we have the Wellness Center. So that was an additional position that we did this year too, to fund a full-time person out there, which it is really great. Even with all that in place, the demand was really great. And so starting in August, even I was talking with Dee and Dwain and saying, you know, we need to do some more, we need to do some more. And all along we've done that. We have safety nets in place to P3 and Go Guardian, because a lot of our kids are remote learners. How do we check in with them? When they come to the testing center, we do a social emotional check-in. We have a lot of things in place. So I could go on and on about what we're doing. It's really good stuff. And yet it's still, you know, the demand is outweighing the supply. So we aren't alone. I know the Hays County Commissioners Court has decided that across Hays County, all the schools are facing the same challenge. And so I know that they are looking at contributing to what we might need to do in ways we find support. But right now, we're hoping and we are planning on adding some licensed mental health professionals, mainly to work at the high school or AAP and junior high as needed, starting in January. So we're doing great things, trying to stay ahead of the curve. We were already going to fund this position before Hays County Commissioners Court said, hey, we know there's a need, let us help. So know that we're in the COVID task force, always considering mental health as part of the factors when deciding how to go forward with the pandemic. And again, I just want to say all administrators, all counselors, you know, school board, everybody has listened when I have spoken about a need. And so I can't say thank you enough for that. Are there any questions about mental health or, you know, where we're going or what we're doing?
More of a comment than a question. It would be important to me, and probably on behalf of the trustees, although I cannot speak for them, I don't want to, but it just occurred to me as you were sharing that you and your colleagues are exhibiting good self-care through all this as well. So I could ask you, and don't even answer this question, but I could ask you, how are you and your colleagues doing? But that's not appropriate for a public school board meeting. But I do want to say, take good care of yourself and your colleagues.
Thank you. We had a council meeting today and I tried to relay that, and it's we know it and we try, but it's, you know, right now it's show up and serve. And but we need to, or burnout will happen real fast. I know that other districts, there is definitely a counselor shortage for that reason. So I'm doing our best, but you can imagine what a tough job it is right now. So thank you. I hope they're listening and heard that. So.
Just to add on that, y'all might want to thank the Commissioners Court for allocating funds, CARES funds for the school district. Last month, we received $33,000, which helped us pay for a lot of those Chromebooks that we purchased early in the year. And they called also to add additional funding for mental health. So they're looking into that as well.
Yes, I know they are. And I got feet on the ground trying to to work that. I know it's coming, we just don't know how much, and we appreciate it because we're a smaller district and we don't have some of the same resources that some of the larger ones in Hays County do. So it would be much appreciated.
We just really appreciate all the work that you and the counselors, and whenever I met with you guys today, as being serious, you know, all of these issues that were discussed today are so, you know, they're in front of us. And
That's
we're
right.
addressing it.
I was telling them today, Roz shared a good article with me, and Coach DeMarco, he's awesome. When I say, how are you doing, Coach? He's always like, living the dream. And I'm like, I need a catchphrase. And so from this article, there are things that are happening right now, and we can reframe the pandemic. And so I'm reframing as creating history, and we are. We're showing up and we're creating history. We're showing them how it's done, and kids are learning from us, you know, in our actions. And we know that this will be a year that is looked back on and on how we showed up. And so we're all creating history, FYI. So let's make it a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a heavy burden and y'all are carrying it well. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Not listed on the agenda, I did want to bring Roz up. Thanks to Will Conley. Will, I really do want to thank you for making that meeting possible. We were able to meet with, oh my gosh, it's a Houston-based company that creates these zinc-infused face masks. So Roz, would you come up and talk a little bit about the pilot program? It was pretty crazy too, because we were literally in a COVID task force meeting, and I saw, because I usually sit kind of right here during those meetings, and I saw this truck pull up, and next thing you know, all these boxes are coming out. And I just kidded with Roz. I said, hey, there's our face mask. You know what they were? They were our face masks. You guys have got one. We just got through handing you guys one. So if you didn't get one, we've got them over there, but we want you to have one. And I'm gonna let Roz talk to you a little bit about our pilot program that we're doing with this company.
Okay. Will, a gentleman reached out to Will, and they were looking for a school district, and Will, feel free to correct me, looking for a small school district to pilot these masks. And Will said, hey, what about Wimberley? And so brought the gentleman in, and we had a conversation. This company is based in Houston. It's Active. They make sportswear. And of course, we all know that sportswear now is antimicrobial and all of those other pieces with it. And so as COVID, made its presentation here in the United States, the company began to look at the fabric that they use for sportswear. And the idea, I think the closest thing is what Darrell and I were talking about, is that basically think of it like a bug zapper, or like the air conditioning units, the air purifier units that we're now putting in. So that whole concept that the zinc ion is woven into the material. And even though we see COVID as this, kind of big drop that comes towards your mask, and we think our masks are pretty stout and can handle it, the reality is that the microbe's so small, the virus is so small, it goes right through. The concept here is that as it's moving towards your mask or on your mask, that there's the zinc ion, as it hits it and moves, it creates like a bug zapper. And so it tears off that fat soluble outside that's pretty tough, because you have a weak RNA inside. And so that's the concept of the mask. We kind of looked at the copper mask when they first came out, when we first started getting the virus, and it doesn't like metals and things of that nature. The thing about the copper mask is that you can only wash them in distilled water, and you can only use them for about 3 months. This mask, you can wash over and over in the washing machine, and there's no lifespan on it right now. That's what they're kind of trying to figure out. So they contacted with us and said, would you guys willing to be our guinea pigs as far as putting these on your staff and putting these on your students? Now, they're only for 12 and up, is this mask. and then let us ask you for some data later on. They're going to look at some infection rates, but they're also trying to, how does it feel? You know, how does it wash? All those types of all those pieces. So Alan and I are going to get together and put a blurb out to the staff. We'd like to get them out to the staff before the Christmas break, and have them wear them. And they're actually pretty comfortable. Everybody I've put that's taken one is very happy with the way that it feels. So that's the mask. Anything else there, Will? Or?
Well, so this pilot program, what they've essentially done is sent us 3,000 masks, and they're following it up with gaiters. Gosh, there were so many different things that we talked about, and I'd really like to get these handed out to our kids as soon as possible also. But pretty much $30,000. $30,000 is what all of this would have cost, and we're paying nothing. We are paying nothing. And so this pilot program, Will and I had talked on the phone, and I wasn't really sure because we have quite a stockpile of masks. But man, within the first 15 minutes of this guy's presentation, it was obvious that, hey, this is new technology, and we need to give this a shot. And so just really excited about this pilot program, really am. Any questions?
I have a question, and it's maybe a little too specific, but like my son's 11, about to be 12. And so I know like sixth graders are going to be right on the cusp where some are 11, some are 12. What are y'all going to do about the sixth grade?
You know, on the back, what kind of caught our attention was it said, you know, not for children. And so we asked them, and they said that basically 12 and up, until they get some approval from the FDA.
Oh, okay.
That's what they're waiting for. They're patent pending. All those pieces are in place. We're the only school district in the nation that they're doing this with. They did they did test it with University of Houston's football team.
No, wow.
They had some outbreaks, and they put these masks on and gaiters on them, and they didn't have any more outbreaks, you know, after the fact. But they probably some of that was cleaning up mitigation and that type of thing. It's taken all of us a while to figure some protocols out. But I'm excited about it. It's like, you're going to give us a barrier, and it's comfortable and it's washable, and we all know that fabrics are improving. So I'm really excited about getting these on our staff. Yes, sir.
Can we buy these? I mean, does this company sell them?
This company does sell them. Yeah, they do sell them. And we can actually get a discounted price.
Okay.
But we're excited about the gaiters. We're really excited about getting the gaiters on the basketball team, since those are inside and they're sitting close to each other.
Yeah. Great.
Really excited about that.
Fantastic. Thanks, Will. Appreciate the input on this as well. Ross, thank you. Good info. We're excited about it.
That's it.
Well, thank our staff for working with them so well, and hopefully it works and helps them improve our level of safety at the district. We'll see, and if it works there, then we can spread the good word, and hopefully it'll help others also. So off to a good start, and we'll see where it goes.
Great.
Wayne, do you have an update on the installation of the safe breathing units?
Yes, so we've got all of the ionization installed. And so we received the first shipment of the actual filtration box, you know, for no other word, call it that. And so during the break, we're going to start literally plugging them into the wall and installing into the ceiling. So we're hoping that within the next 40 days that they will be completely installed. But remember, this company literally they installed this plug for us so that we can plug it directly into the wall, and it can start working within that room. So we're really excited about that, and I know that Eddie's crew is really anxious to get these things installed. So I'd say within the next 30-40 days, we should have them all up, and but they should be operating the moment that they come in. We're not going to store them. We're going to take them directly to a classroom and plug them in. So they won't even be stored. The day we get them, we'll start plugging them in, and then it's just a matter of getting up in the ceiling and installing.
So what percentage of them have arrived?
Wow, Eddie did not give me an exact amount. We knew that they would kind of be slow coming in initially, and then there would be much larger bulks of them coming in. I would hate to say a percentage because I'm not really sure. Eddie was just excited to tell me today, hey, listen, they're going to be here and we're going to get started. And so it's not the complete order, but it's a good start.
Any other questions?
Thanks.
All right. We'll move down to D, which is my report. On the agenda calendar, I think everybody received the email from Dottie about the training on January 20th. Yeah, so we'll get together for that. And the topics, I think one is to be determined, right? Is it Brooke that's coming out from TASB?
Coming for part of that, so if y'all want, I think y'all mentioned something else for the other part.
Okay. Yeah, we should probably, if anybody has an idea on the second piece of that training, something they'd be interested in, maybe send that to me and to Dwain and Dottie, and then we'll get that over to the TASB trainers so they can speak to that.
What was the first half going to be, Joe?
I think the first half was going to be on our board operating.
The B policies.
B section of the policies.
Yeah. All right. Rob, you're gonna give us an update on the big serve?
The 5:30 start time.
5:30 start time.
Yeah, big serve. So on Martin Luther King Day, which is school holiday, January 18th of 21, we will participate in the big serve. Let me start with the MLK quote if I can. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? And so as we looked at this crazy and unprecedented year and the risk of bringing large groups together for service projects, we thought it'd be best to decentralize the service projects from the elementary all the way through the high school grade. And so, Alan, I'd like to work with you on behalf of the board in creating a press release to the parents, the administrators to the faculty, and then to the students about the big serve. And in essence, student and parents can find someone in their neighborhood to serve this kind of idea. And I'll provide in that email blast a list of the Helping Hands organizations in town, churches as well. If anybody wants to participate, but yet is having trouble finding a person to serve, of course, we all know there's plenty of people to serve. But again, instead of doing a massive group project, we'll do 2 or 3 people helping a widow lady or an elderly family or something like this. And at the end of the project, Alan, I would think it would be great if we'd also promote pictures being sent back to you. And then we could compile those pictures, put them on our website, and display what the day looked like for Martin Luther King Day. So that's kind of the big idea there. And because I led with the MLK quote, let me close with one, and we can ask for questions or any kind of comments. Everyone can be great, he said, because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. So that's the whole idea of this day, is just to be service to others and part of our mission, our vision of WIS. So that's it, Joe. Thank you.
Good. I like it. Any questions?
I just have a question about, are you, Rob, doing the outreach to the other interested organizations who want to collaborate on this? Is the district doing that? And how are we doing that outreach? Are we asking all the nonprofits and churches and other organizations in the community, or?
Yes, I'll be running lead on behalf of the board and doing that, giving them a heads up. They won't be empowered necessarily to have to come up with a project, but as people contact them, then they'll have some things in mind to offer to those people that want to serve.
If you have a list, do you have a list of all the people and organizations that you've contacted? And if so, could you share that with us so that if there's anything missing, we can let you know?
That'll be in that email blast.
An email blast that you've already sent?
No.
No, we haven't created, the email hadn't been created yet. Alan and Rob are gonna work on that email.
Coming soon to an inbox near you.
Oh, okay. But I was thinking about before it went out, just to make sure in case there was organizations or entities that we want to try to add before that goes out.
Yeah, maybe. Just a Barnabas connection, because they have a complete list, and use their connection, shoot it out that way. We all have limited time, and so I don't want to be too encumbered with all the extras.
Did you say you're going through Barnabas?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well.
I think they have a pretty good network of
Okay.
organizations in town that are in need. I mean, that's their sole purpose, so it's probably a good.
And any trustee of the board or administrator can say, hey, share this with other helping hands organizations. But the whole idea is it's not in the hands of the helping hands organizations. It's in the hands of the students. And so they find the project.
The organizations help the students find the projects, right?
They need some help.
Yeah.
Help them connect. Okay.
Like it. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate your work on that. Keep us posted. Board committees. Dottie, help me on this one.
Yeah, those are committees that we have standing right now. So it's just kind of like an annual review. We want to keep those, or I think in the policy it says that, once they've completed, you close them. The board needs to close them. So if they're still ongoing, then just let us know.
Okay. Let's review these real quick. The committees that we have formed are the
Should be interjurisdictional.
Yeah.
Could be interjurisdictional.
Jurisdictional committee, which consists of Rob, Lori, and Tracy. So I think there's still a need for that work, and if those members are willing to continue to serve, that I think it would be beneficial. Tracy says yes. Rob?
Is there a need for that?
I will.
I think we're still interfacing with.
What we were doing was basically all surrounded construction and stuff, but we know that we have that sidewalk project that's going to be coming up still. And so, and some stuff with the commissioner's office and that kind of stuff. So yes, we do need to.
And you guys interface with Wood Creek too, right?
Yes.
We got the Blue Hole property as well. So there's always, some issues there to discuss with the city of Wood Creek. Okay, great. Well, we'll keep that committee in place then. This historic home committee has one member, Ken Strange.
I got Bob to report on that tonight. Did you service?
I think
that's been disbanded.
Yeah, it's killing me.
Yeah, I mean, it's costing the board a lot of money to support this committee work.
Yeah, he's in charge of the asbestos removal.
Yeah, all right. So I think we can, do we need a vote, or can I just?
You're the president. You can just.
It's not an official committee, so I think we'll just say it's disbanded. Thank you for your work.
Thank you for your release.
Yeah.
I'm so relieved now.
Yeah, you're off the hook. Then we had a committee, which we called the YMCA committee, which was me and Tracy and Rob. And we formed that in May of 2019 to have some discussions with them. I think there was some progress made and that sort of thing, but of course, when COVID hit, I think it hasn't really moved too much. I don't know if we need to disband it. We just don't have a lot of work right now, so we could keep it together. What do you think, Tracy? You have a thought on that?
Well, given we've had very limited return phone calls.
So, yeah, I did go physically to Austin before all the pandemic and everything and sat down with Mr. Lewis for quite a while. And, you know, the realization of, you know, working with YMCA is that we build the building, we build the facility. And so it would have to interface with another bond package, which we have not discussed. And until we get through this, through the pandemic, I think that, you know, we're just trying to stay focused of, you know, getting through this. I don't know what this has done to the Y, to be honest with you. I don't know what what it's done to their organization. And so I don't mind kicking up conversations, you know, say in March or April. I don't know.
I think maybe we'll go ahead just to kind of clean up our books and disband.
Sure.
And then if we need to form it again, we can easily do that. So we'll disband that one, Doug. All right. I think that's all our committees. So we've reviewed those. And item number 4, I don't know that we have to discuss that here in open session. The evaluation process and the
Yeah, so
evaluation.
basically it's the timeline and the evaluation instrument. This is because Mr. York's evaluation should normally be in January. So it's kind of just like that. We've got 2 meetings in January. We've got the regular and then we have the team building. So
More of the timeline is kind of what we're.
yeah, because I assume y'all approved the evaluation instrument last year. Use the same one?
Yeah, I think we are going to use the same one. There's some pros and cons.
To keep that in your thoughts that's coming up.
Okay. Yeah, we'll probably tag on to one of the 2 meetings. Probably not our training meeting, but probably our regular meeting. We'll take that on. If we need to have another meeting. Okay. Anybody else on that?
I just want to confirm, our January meeting's on the 25th, the regular meeting, did that where it got moved to?
Ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes, the
Okay.
25th, 6 o'clock.
thank you.
All right, we're gonna move to item 7, which is our closed session. I'll read this. The board may adjourn into closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071. The board may then re-enter into open session for further discussion and necessary action. Closed session deliberations may include security devices or security audits, Texas Government Code Section 551.076, Section 551.089. Personnel matters, Texas Government Code Section 551.074. Deliberation regarding real property, Texas Government Code Section 551.072. Consultation with our attorney, Texas Government Code Section 551.071. Time is 7:09. Right. 7:29, back in open session from closed session. Do we have any action?
I would make a motion that we accept the resignation of Ryan Hall.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Unanimous in the room. I see Lori and I see Will. Unanimous. Any other action?
I further move that we offer a contract to Richard Hensley.
I second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? That's unanimous.
Motion to adjourn.
Second, third, fourth.
Oh,
Bye, everybody. Happy holidays.
Yeah. All right.
you too.
Enjoy that snow you're standing in front of.
That's a photo background, but I was there for you.
Sure it is.
I know.
Merry Christmas, guys. Y'all take care.
All right, take care.